All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Think of this as a quick, interactive readiness test to see if you're actually prepared for the communications tactical dispatcher role in an upcoming beacon exercise. We're going straight to the official job aid today, and we're going to put your knowledge to the test.
So, here's how we're doing this. I'm going to throw a series of multiple choice questions your way, all based directly on the official job aid. So go ahead and lock in your answers as we go. Think of this as your virtual pre-deployment briefing. Whether you're a seasoned pro or you're just stepping into emergency comms for the first time, it's a perfect way to benchmark those skills. Let's find out exactly where you stand.
All right, Section 1, Position and Command.
Okay, here's your very first scenario. Once you are officially activated for the exercise, whose direction are you taking? Are you reporting straight up to the top to the incident commander, or does your position fall under someone else? Take a second and lock in your answer. Well, if you picked B, you're off to a fantastic start. The crucial takeaway here is that you fall under logistics, and your direct supervisor is the communications/IT coordinator. That's who you report to while you're managing all the communications within the incident response. Basically, you're not a lone wolf out there. You're a vital, integrated part of the logistics section.
Moving right along to Section 2, Tech and Credentials.
Now, let's take a look at your gear. Try to identify the piece of equipment that is not officially listed in your required tech payload for the beacon exercise. We've got a computer-aided dispatch system, radios, messaging platforms, and a satellite dish. Which one of these doesn't belong?
If you guessed D, you nailed it. While you absolutely need laptops, your desk or cell phone, base or portable radios, CAD systems, and messaging platforms like SMS alerts and radio to email, a satellite dish just isn't explicitly on your required hardware list.
Okay, moving on to your professional credentials. Let's talk about FEMA independent study courses. Which specific courses do you actually need under your belt to sit in this seat? Is it just the basics, the full suite, or nothing at all since it's a volunteer role? And the answer is B. You really do need the full suite. IS 100, 200, 700, and 800. But wait, there's more. You also need your Communications Unit Leader certification. That's either the S358 or the All Hazards G/E/L969. Honestly, this just perfectly illustrates that this role requires some serious expertise. It is definitely not entry level.
All right, Section 3, Activation Procedures. Picture this. You've just walked into the EOC, a mobile comm unit, or your field location. What is the absolutely very first action you have to take, according to the playbook? Think carefully about emergency management priorities here.
The answer is C. Accountability literally always comes first. Before you touch a single radio or even think about putting on your vest, you have to check in via the ICS 211. From there, you proceed down a pretty strict checklist. You set up, don that identification vest, read over your job aid, and finally get your initial briefing.
Next up, Section 4, Active Response Duties. So, what are your primary operational targets? When those radios start lighting up, are you out there turning a wrench on an antenna, relaying messages, or are you talking to the press? What's your main job?
If you chose B, you are spot on. Your core duties are strictly operational. You are relaying critical messages between the field and command, monitoring multiple, often chaotic channels for situational updates. And you're pushing those crucial emergency alerts out to first responders and the public. You are quite literally the hub of the information wheel. And really, the overarching goal here is just keeping the chaos organized. You're providing real-time coordination of resources and personnel when the operational tempo is at its absolute highest. I mean, we're talking about dynamic, large-scale responses where this is absolutely crucial.
Finally, Section 5, Demobilization Protocol. All right, here is your final multiple choice test. Tell me, who gets the mountain of paperwork, logs, and forms that you've inevitably generated during your shift? Do you just toss them out, hand them to finance, give them over to documentation, or maybe keep them as a fun souvenir?
If you went with C, excellent job. All your activity logs and forms must be surrendered to the documentation unit before you head out. Now, a quick caveat, if you happen to have specific financial information, that piece goes to finance, but your core operational paperwork always goes straight to documentation.
So, having successfully navigated this explainer's readiness check, the only real question left to ask yourself is this. When the next beacon exercise kicks off, are you fully prepared to answer the call? Go ahead and review that job aid one more time, get your gear ready, and we will see you on the network.